Okay, so my name's Melissa Lee. I'm from Ruston, Louisiana, and I'm a freshman at Ruston High School. Ever since I was younger, I really loved math. I was really into numbers. I was a late reader, so I always tended to go towards math instead of reading because it was kind of embarrassing not being able to read. So I try to pick up the pace in my math skills. But my parents are super supportive of me wanting to be in STEM. But I think initially what motivated me to be involved in STEM is seeing my teachers who are really involved and always telling me how many questions lead to different scenarios and how you can be a girl in STEM. And so that's how I kind of got my initial spark.
Oh my gosh, that's really, really cool. If you were an animal, which one would you be and why?
Oh, I think I'd have to go with an elephant. That's my favorite animal, but also
Oh.
elephant. Yeah, elephants are really smart, and usually the leader is a female, which is not typical of many animals.
And they also have really good memories. So I've heard
Yes.
that about cats. Okay. What do you think right now is the most exciting or promising development that's going on in STEM, and why?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things. I think maybe I think AI, like the robots, that's very frightening, but it's also very intriguing to see how so many people are really interested in it. You see all these Instagram reels and TikToks of people using AI robot voices to impersonate celebrities. And although it's kind of scary, it is very fascinating to see the development in that.
Yeah, definitely, especially with like GPT-4 just coming out. I've heard so many things about it.
Yes.
So terrifying. It's like it's genuinely gotten so advanced to the point where I feel like at the like it used to be something that you would only read about in like sci-fi novels or like
Right.
movies. Like now it's like real life and it's accessible to every single one of us. Can you share a woman in history who has really inspired you and tell us a little bit about her?
Yes. Okay. So my most near and dear historical woman in STEM is Katherine Johnson. Many of you may know her from Hidden Figures. She was the main character for the story behind that. And when I saw it when I was younger, I think it came out around when I was in fourth grade, maybe fourth, third grade. And I remember being so inspired by her because she was so inquisitive and she was really involved in the discussion, even though a lot of other females, a lot of other colored females were not involved in the conversation. And just her involvement with that, and also her love of math and not being able to give in to people
Okay.
telling her she
Well,
was.
that's so cool. I literally Hidden Figures after I watched that movie, I could not stop talking about it. Like I
Right.
was obsessed.
Yes. I think that was like one of the first movies I cried to. It was,
Yeah. Oh my
yeah.
God. I remember like just sobbing because it was like just so inspirational to hear like these women like they were like quite literally like breaking the sky, like breaking the
Yeah.
barrier. But can you share a time where like you felt really impressed by advancement in gender equity? So this could be at any level, whether like at a club you've noticed there's like so many more girls than there were before, or like maybe a policy on a national level that protects women's rights. Like, can you share a time where you felt just so inspired?
Right. Okay. So I was involved in math counts when I was in middle school. I don't have math counts, unfortunately, at high school because it's a middle school club. But the first year I joined, I think there were only two girls out of maybe 10, 15 kids. And I went back to talk to that class this year, and there was about 30 kids, and almost half of them were girls. So it was really nice to see the outreach that my school had gotten to the girls, just be able to motivate that equality in that club. And that was just really inspiring to see how just mentors can play a factor into that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I used to be a math counts girly. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh my gosh. But like honestly, like as I've done like math counts, I've like coached for math counts a little bit. Like the brightest students I've had, like girls, like they're always the girls. Like when you look at like how the demographics have changed over the years, like at our Indiana State math counts competition, it's like becoming so female dominated, and I'm here for it.
Me too.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So what do you think that we can learn from the experiences of women in STEM throughout history, and how can we apply those lessons to the work that we do today?
Definitely to never give up and to persevere and to stand your ground. And we can really apply this into our everyday lives, even if it's not totally involved into STEM, but we can just apply this and be able to realize that we are strong and we're independent and we can be able to do as many things as men can do. And if we apply those lessons of perseverance and curiosity and just being able to use all of that, we'll be able to not only stay in the way that we're progressing right now, but progress even further.
Definitely. And how has your involvement with the NGCP and the Youth Advisory Board impacted your perspective on gender equity in STEM? And what are some of the most valuable lessons that you've learned through involvement with this organization?
Right, definitely. So I'm from a rural community. So I really didn't have a lot of opportunities to see all of these different research opportunities that everyone else had and such forth. And so being on NGCP and the Youth Advisory Board, I've met all these incredible girls such as yourself who have had all of these amazing opportunities. And it's just really incredible to see like the outreach and all the different programs that exist in STEM. And it's just really interesting to see from a small town girl perspective. And I think that that's really important that we can apply to our everyday lives, especially that small small clubs like this. They really do make an impact, and they allow people to network and connect so that they can thrive not only in their personal life but thrive as a team.
That's definitely so true. I know that like through meeting like all these amazing girls on the YAB, like you guys are all so incredible. Like getting to meet you guys and talk to you all, oh my gosh, like it's so inspiring to me. Like it's genuinely like it's amazing. Is if you were going to talk to a young woman who was interested in pursuing STEM but wasn't really sure about like whether or not she was a good fit for it or whether or not she could overcome any potential obstacles, what advice would you give to her?
So I reflect on this question a lot when I go talk to schools in my community. And I always start off the conversation with asking them what they do in their day. And I'll ask if any of them like to play with makeup, or if any of them like building blocks or Legos, or if any of them like doing slime or different experiments. And a lot of the times they'll say yes. And then I'll relate that back to STEM, and I'll tell them how everything has a purpose in STEM. And I'll tell them that because they like that, they can also like STEM. They don't have to be afraid because their peers think it's otherworldly that they like something that's just not as common as they're used to. And so I think that's something they should be able to take away, or something that I want to be able to say to them is that you just need to stand your ground, and you need to make sure that you're seeking out those opportunities to find something you're passionate in. And the more opportunities that you find and the more people that you talk to, the more your passion will grow.
Okay, that is absolutely amazing. I never thought about like just asking people what they do in their everyday lives and like then relating STEM back to that. That's actually such a great technique for like encouraging young people to grow by showing them that like, hey, like this has been in front of you all along.
Yeah.
Really, really, that's amazing.